in which Reebok will pay $25 million to settle claims about its toning shoes. Megan Hughes has been following the story from Washington. She's got all the details. Megan?
Hi there, Scarlet. That's right. We're specifically talking about Reebok's Easy Tone and Run Tone shoes and flip-flops. They cost consumers anywhere between $60 to $100. But the big number today, that $25 million settlement, it actually goes to create a fund to pay consumers back. Now, just an hour ago, we heard from David Vladeck. He's in charge of consumer protection for the FTC. Here's what he had to say.
For the millions of Americans who paid up to $100 for a pair of Reebok toning shoes, Reebok's claims didn't withstand scrutiny. Their consumers expected to get a workout, not to get worked over.
Now, you heard it there, the FTC saying the company's marketing claims that they'd strengthen and tone leg and butt muscles just couldn't be supported. Now, for Easy Tone shoes, the company claimed 28% more strength and tone in buttock muscles, 11% in the hamstring and calf than regular walking shoes. But several studies that we've seen in the past year around different brands of these toning shoes found that muscle activation was almost identical, whether a woman wore toning shoes or regular walking shoes. Now, Vladeck today did say that Reebok, to its credit, has already started instructing retailers to remove the ads, put stickers over the ads where it's already on the inventory. And, of course, that's going to add to the costs here. We've also got several class action lawsuits pending surrounding these shoes. So, bottom line, Scarlet, this really could shape up to cost the company far more than that $25 million.
We want to find out how this could affect Reebok's brand. Jay Margolis, a former president and COO at Reebok, is also a Bloomberg contributing editor. Jay, how did this happen, this kind of promotion of a product aimed at improving people's tone, muscle tone, when the FTC later finds out that there's nothing to these claims? How did a product like this get pushed through?
Well, athletic footwear companies are always looking for a competitive advantage in technology. So over time, Reebok has really lost its way in terms of new technology. MBT was a technology that came out that took a little bit of pressure off your body and shoulders. It was done out of Europe. Skechers then copied the tonal thing. It started to become a trend and grew to as much as 10% of total sales. And Reebok felt they had to jump on that and develop something. I think we all thought that it was really kind of not real and really a fake. If you thought about Nike, the leader in that category, not even addressing it, not even thinking about it. In fact, I think talking more about how it really has no implication. You have to work at getting toned. I don't think it just comes with a shoe. And I think it's good that that they've done this, that they've actually gone after them and are going to punish them for not advertising correctly.
Megan, you wanted to chime in?
Jay, Megan Hughes in Washington here. I did want to ask you, why do you think it is that the FTC zeroed in on Reebok specifically? You just mentioned Skechers, MBT, and do you think that we're going to see further action against those companies by the FTC?
Yeah, because I don't think they advertise the same aggressive way that Reebok had advertised in setting a bar for that this is really going to 28% affect your thighs or your calves or your feet. I think they really went after it in a very aggressive way, and I think it was very misleading. I think that the other companies have played a little more low-key and played more of a fashion game with it and not a fixing game in terms of what the performance would be.
They were extra vague in their claims, maybe.
I think so. And I think it really never was going to help you in terms of your workout routine. And I think Reebok just got a little aggressive about it. And I think it's actually a good move on the government's part to set something. How much they really get out of it, how much it affects Reebok. Reebok's owned by Adidas. It's a very large company now. They do business in so many different categories. Most of what they advertise is not, I would say, suspect, or they've done a really good job of building their brand. I don't believe this affects the brand. I believe they'll come out with statements that are saying, yes, this was a little exaggerated. We had information that led us down a bad path, but I think that Adidas is a great company and it'll be fine.
But does it turn off a certain segment of the population, maybe people who hadn't bought Reebok before coming in, now turned off permanently?
Well, the interesting part is the toning category has slowed down dramatically. So getting this fine on top of a business slowdown in the category, it was a fad. It was something that was a quick trend. They jumped on, they made some money out of it, but the truth is it was never going to be a big part of their business. Their Adidas core customer is not going to be affected. The Reebok customer worldwide, I think this was a small percent of their business. And again, I don't think it really affects the brand with the consumer in a long-term way.
$25 million, too much, too little, about right?
I think it's a lot. I think it's a slap on the wrist for something they have done. They most likely profited to some degree from this, but that's a big chunk of their profitability over how many shoes they actually sold.
All right. Well, sending a signal, definitely then.
Definitely a strong strong signal.
All right, thank you so much, Jay Margolis, a former president and COO of Reebok, on that settlement with the FTC for $25 million.